Hello and welcome to another episode of Allstar Garage. This week pretty much follows on from last week really, and probably the week before that, where it's the Astra and the Mark 10 for the 1600 Banger World Final on the Saturday, and the Champion of Champions for the National Unlimited Bangers on the Sunday at Hednesford, which is Cannock, sort of just up above Birmingham way somewhere. Last week we pretty much got the Astra done, and I thought it was done until I realised that we needed to change the leg on the front of that because it had let go and the oil started coming out of the shock absorber, going a bit creamy around the top. So the strut, the leg, I think it's a McPherson strut is actually the correct terminology for that. If you work in a garage, you'll know. But it's just a leg. So that we can't change the springs and stuff like we do in a national banger. The rules are a little bit different in that area. They have to stay, the 1600 bangers have to stay completely standard suspension wise, matching springs and all sorts. So it's just another leg, another strut, whatever you want to call it, out the spares box. We need to chuck that on there quickly, ready for the weekend, and swap that over. Hopefully it's better. Probably won't be. No, my spares department, that's probably just as bad. And then we will crack on and get the Mark 10 done, because that's not far away. What you didn't see last Friday, we've already done the clutch. If you didn't know already, when I raced it at our World Final, I knocked the steering arm off and dragged the wheel, and then it just burnt the clutch out, which we do have a bit of an issue with. This is the old one that came out. It was a brand new LUK clutch. It's brand new, and as you can see by the heat print on there, it's literally caught fire. And that's no good. It's smooth as anything, so that can go in the spares department down there for another day. Nope, that's definitely going in a scrap car. Yeah, that's done. So we have got bits to do. The whole passenger side of that's got holes all the way down it. There's like dual holes in one of the wings, and the doors literally got nothing at the bottom, and the boot lid is flapping, but pretty bad. So I don't know what we're doing with that yet. So that's going to be this week's agenda once we get the leg changed on that. So yeah, I'll just stop gassing and roll the titles, I guess. Nice. How's your back, mate?
Painful, Pete.
Tell the people what you told me this morning.
What did I tell you?
About your injury. You're not going to be able to go to work now.
I don't think I can go to work.
Do you know what? I don't even blame you. Do you have to get a sick note from the doctor or anything? To...
No, I just signed myself off.
Oh. Lower back pain, is it?
Lower back. It's right by me coccyx.
By your what?
Me coccyx.
Oh, coccyx.
Just near the entry to your
Area.
No, it's above that. It's just very lower back.
Near to the entrance to your drain pipe.
Right through here, Pete. Right through here.
Well, the waistband on your jeans is so low, I thought that was the back of your legs.
Did you? Perhaps I ought to pull it up and tighten my belt right up to support it.
Maybe you could go to the gym, build up your lower back muscles. Swimming's good, apparently.
The last thing I want to do is go swimming with a bad back.
You say that. It's actually a good healer of a bad back.
Is it?
Because the water takes the weight of your body.
I think I need to go and find a nice massage.
A nice what?
Massage.
What, like a Thai massage?
Well,
Going by what you were saying last week, you are the masseuse. Or are you handing the reins over to someone else?
no, I'm good at massaging.
Right.
Hold your leg up, Pete. See when I put that arm up there like that?
You hold your legs up, don't you? I don't want you to overexert yourself.
Very bad injury.
Injury lawyers for you. I bet this don't make no difference. Because I bet this one's just as bad. Oh. Wayne, I can't believe you're not even going to comment on the fact... Why is that doing that? You're not going to comment on the fact that the bench has been tidied. The whole area has actually been tidied.
I must say, Pete...
I mean, it's messy again now, but I did tell you.
Yeah, but you have been here for a day, haven't you? So...
We was doing bits on the lorry, weren't we? But there's a few bits to go away from where we was doing the lorry bits on Friday.
Yeah, but why didn't you put them away Friday? Because all you're going to do now, mate, is...
I was prior engaged on Friday.
Yeah, but you're going to let it build up and up again.
Well, no, we got the clutch done, and then I sat down on the computer, and we're going out soon as a lads thing. And who was the man that sorted all that out?
Oh, I think it's that leg, Pete.
We're going to have a lay down, didn't you?
Oh, it is.
Do you feel better now?
Perhaps it's trapped wind.
Do you know what that
I've
is?
got trapped wind pushing on my coccyx, do
You know what that is, don't you? That is old man slack arse.
Well, I actually felt a little bit easier then.
Not surprised. As long as I don't have to use a knife and chew it, I don't care.
Perhaps I've got too much pressure inside me.
I think you're like a big hot balloon.
It's still there, Pete. Can I help you in any way?
Not unless you want to put the kettle on. I'm going to go down in a second and we're going to find out this has made no difference. Is what we're going to do. It's also an inside front one because the anti-roll bar bit should be around there, but that doesn't make no difference. Can't believe you've actually stood here and released your bounds.
Well, I'm sorry. I apologise for it, but...
Don't apologise to them.
I'm sorry, I apologise, but I can't... You know, it's a known fact, Peter. If you didn't actually let the gas out of your body, you would actually explode.
Right.
It's called human combust.
Human combustion.
Yes. And
Right.
you could actually explode.
That's what happens with
If someone
seagulls,
was to
isn't
seal your
it? Is it
airway up so you couldn't pass wind, you would explode. Because all that gas in you would have nowhere to go. And you just blow up, and then you just blow up.
And you've got a lot of gas.
I do seem to have just lately, and I don't know why, because I'm not really a gassy person.
Marmite crisps. You're not a gassy person. Now we all know
Perhaps
it's not
I-
true because you are
Perhaps I-
methane Wayne.
Perhaps I need a woman in my life to cook properly for me.
Well, that's probably half the problem. The amount of that you eat.
The I'm eating is just gassing me right up.
Unreal, you are.
I need a young woman who's looking for a partner to look after her, and she can look after me.
You ready for the big reveal? It's worse, isn't it?
Oh, it's got better than you've pumped her up a couple of times, mate. Well, that is
That
better.
is better, isn't it? It's not much better, but it is better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Well, that one can go in the bin then.
Well, no, keep it for a spare, mate, because if you actually bend a leg and you're going out for a DD or something, that would do, wouldn't it?
Can you
Just
bend
right on there, soft.
long and soft?
Just right on there, soft, and it'd do. When someone comes over and wants to borrow a truck,
Give him that one.
give them that one.
Excuse me, mate. What does long and soft mean?
Well, just put. That's sensible, isn't it? Black on black.
I want my baby back.
I want my baby back.
Well, I don't have a white pen. Why is the dog walking around with the end of your lunch?
Well, because I made myself a roll and I gave him a bit of roll.
We obviously don't like bread, does he?
He does normally. You get the last one I gave him.
He thinks he's a bowl.
Eat it, Joey. After that bit of beef I gave him the other day, I suppose that is a bit bland, isn't it? A bit of roll.
Yeah. That'll plug him up, won't it?
When he had a joint of beef. That's it.
I've got a soft on.
At least you know.
Good Mildenhall spring, that'd be.
That'd be alright for Mildenhall. Rather than throw it away, you haven't got an abundance of spares, have you?
No. Well, that's that job done. That can go back outside now, then.
Yeah, that was easier than anticipated.
Did you notice I moved the toolbox as well, mate? Just for ease of accessibility. Because I made this for a Jag, this is about 412 miles too wide for an Astra.
412 miles, that's...
Oh, I just walked this way for the tools and I've just told you I've moved the toolbox.
That's it, see?
It's not bad, is it? That's not long enough. That might be. I knew there was something else I had to do. And here it is. Well, I've done it by eye, and then when it was parked over there, it looked well out. This concrete ain't great either, to be fair. I don't think it's far away.
No.
That's all right then. It did look out more over there, to be fair. But whatever. That's good.
You've got to look at that little gun there as well.
Oh,
Yes, that's dangerous.
what is?
Just stood on that thing there and done me back again.
Stood on what?
There's too much danger around here.
Wayne, you can't have an accident in the workplace, mate, because you don't work here. Thanks. Light up the life. Well then.
Right, that's tools all picked up now.
Yeah.
Apart from these Stilsons here. And your wire brush.
That doesn't really have a home yet. That needs to go somewhere.
That needs a home.
That goes top drawer.
Well, you should put it down beside your toolkit here so you know where it is, don't you? Pete, that is perfect.
How about that?
That is perfect.
Do you reckon we can fix that, or do you want me to throw that away?
I reckon we could heat it up and straighten it. Certainly to get you out for a race. Put it in that vice there, and I'll warm that up. Can you go around the other way, mate?
Hang on, Lenny. Don't melt me.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's nice and tight now. What's up, Joey? We're all right, actually. Thanks. Joey? Wait, no. No, we're going to eat your bread.
Come on this side and have this side, mate. I'll do that little twist, didn't you? How's that looking, mate?
Need a bit more on the other side, I think. Heat me up, Gary. Got a blacksmith, haven't we? Let's work the forge.
Should we make some shoes for Joey?
Joey, you could clip clop around the workshop. I don't think he'd like you nailing them in his feet though. Oh, it's like we're master craftsmen.
You have to weld that up, mate, ain't you?
I'll have to do something. But you're right, I might get you out for a race, mightn't it?
Exactly that.
Do you reckon we could join the Master Craftsman's Guild with this?
Well, I think you went a little bit heavy with. You was a little bit heavy-handed, mate.
Why?
Well, you know, gently.
Oh, look. Anvil. Let's cool the old ball joint down a bit.
Probably not a bad idea.
There you go. Spares. Wayne, the dog is genuinely playing with your lunch. Right, it's now Wednesday and I've got to pull my finger out a little bit. Obviously the Astra's done pretty much now. We've changed that leg and stopped the roly-poliness with the creamy shock and the whatever. Mark 10 is not far away. The clutch has been done obviously last week. I've got to do tracking. I've charged the battery up. But the main thing I've got to worry about is I have a massive gaping crevice in this door. The whole bottom of the door's been ripped off. Way back when we built the car, the majority of this I just fiberglassed up because it was pretty rot, but obviously that's fallen out now. So I'm going to put a plate over that, weld the door back on. I've got a little bit to do on the wing. The boot is not very nice. Again, that was pretty rusty, air conditioning wise. So we've seat belted the bottom of that door there. We can't put any more bolts in it and we can't weld it anymore because you're only allowed 4 solid fixings, i.e. the 4 bolts. So I've just seat belted the bottom of that now. Didn't do it when we built the car to make it look nicer, but obviously that was flappy, so that's kind of ish. I've got to do that. Nut and bolt check a few bits. We also changed the wheel bearing on this hub the other day because that had play in it, which is now done. So yeah, I need to crack on with that. Oh, Postman Pat has just turned up, or if you're French, that's Postman Patrice. And a very kind man called Mark Bean has made us a little bit of wall art out of the blue, which I didn't know was coming. So thank you very much. I will put that up on the back wall. Anyway, let's put a time lapse on and do some door welding-y bits. Just having a quick sort out for the Astra spares to get ready to take to Ipswich. bent. That's great. That looks like a really soft spring. It's perfect. Nice. Also a Mark IV leg, so the cup's different. That's great. Oh, I do have a steering rack. That's good. Not that I want to change one. That's a Zafira leg. That's fine. Hub. Have a hub. Are you the same side? No. 5 studs? Yes. That's great. Let's just bent that rack. Long shaft. Nice. 1 straight wishbone. Nice. Bent steering arm. That's nice. Steering arm. That's just falling downstairs. Probably landed on a dog. Another steering arm. Nice. Let's just take 2 more because that's all we got. Okay, so we've got a massive shortage of. Oh, there's another shaft there. Another shaft. Might be able to trade it for a wishbone. Massive shortage of wishbones because I like to knock wheels off and I don't race them often enough to keep spares. So that's great. So I am going to have to repair the one that we heated up the other day. Try and straighten it out a little bit better and take that racing because that is all I have. Nice. Back window delivery. Oh, there's 2 legs in there already. That's helpful. Now I have 4. Steering arm, drive shaft, steering arm, another steering arm, wishbone, drive shaft, wishbone, hub. Now I know I keep saying it, but I think the Astra is actually ready now. Okay. Now, when you need batteryage on your lorry, because you turn the key and it just, you know, nothing's going on. What you're meant to do with 24 volts is you're meant to buy 2 batteries. They're quite expensive, but you're meant to buy 2 because if you buy 1, like I might have done earlier in the year, the good one then kills the bad one, or the older one, you know? And then when the weather changes, like it is now, because we're not wearing shorts and vests anymore, it doesn't like life anymore. So I think it was well final. I think we were like jump leads and a 12 volt battery and giving it some life. But now it's really bad. And I put it on charge and it made no difference. So that's gone. So I purchased a new one. So now rather than still buying 2 batteries together, I'm going with the theory that the other one was about 7-8 months ago. So that's newish. Hurrah. So we're going to put that one on because we've obviously got 2 days racing and I don't want to go all the way to Ipswich and then turn the lorry off and then come out to pull the car. And so we're just going to do that. I may or may not have dropped the brand new battery yesterday and I may or may not have fiberglassed a hole into it that's not actually there, that doesn't exist, because that would be very bad. Yeah, but the battery terminal seized on, so I think Squirrel's getting some apparatus to cut that off. I like your hammer, Squirrel.
What?
I like your hammer.
Works, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Does it hit things? Is it knocking it down?
He's knocking one off.
Knocking one out. They're heavy.
That's the world's longest strap. Need to get some water. Water for the weekend.
It's very oily in here.
Yeah, the crane's leaked since we've had it. which is not bad considering we do hydraulics for a living, is it? It's like a mechanic never fixes their own car.
Have you explained to people why the battery's got fiberglass on it?
Yeah, kind of.
I bet it was my fault when it fell off the forklift, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't put it on the forklift.
No, I did. But you would have thought the gigantic battery that's on the forklift that you must have walked past.
I thought it was an armrest. I was just saying that there may or may not be a slight hole in the battery. There's not any more, if that's, if that's any consolation. Because I used my Freckenviertel Schnitzel green fiberglass from the World Final car.
Well, it's on there, but it's not very nice.
Why?
Because the battery terminal's just snapped itself off. But it is tight.
That's on the heavy voltage side as well. Might have one. Is that it's a positive, isn't it?
That is a positive.
That's a happy one.
Do you have one?
I'm still inspecting.
Or am I going to get a big washer just to go over the top of it for a minute?
Found some air fresheners and a Jaguar distributor. Go and have a look in the spares department.
Where's the 12 gone? There.
I'm going to fill up these half-empty ones together, and then I'll backfill the empty ones from the RBC.
Yeah,
but
well,
I have a thing.
Yeah.
I have a thing for this.
Hold on a second. Let me.
Now I know we are a little bit lax on the health and safety at times, but fear not. Slippery when wet. We've got the thing now. So whenever we do a
That almost sounded rude, didn't it?
slippery application, Wayne. Slippery when wet. It could be. Look, oh no. What? See what I mean? Accident waiting to happen.
Who? Wayne's an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, that's.
We
that's
may or
weird.
may not. I think it was World Final actually. We may or may not have stopped at a fast food chain, very familiar one, that rhymes with
Old MacDonald had a farm.
that one. And Squirrel managed to commandeer this pop-up slippery sign.
It fell. What?
Where did you hide it, Squirrel?
Down my trousers.
He managed to get the whole capacity of the thing down the trouser leg, which was quite good. But at least now, you're not going to slip over, are you?
No.
Because it's whatever.
Down my tree.
See, I just spilt some more now.
I'm on there now. Oh. Where's my 90mm hammer gone?
How's your back pain, Wayne? Do me a favour then, chuck that up on the lorry, will you?
Yeah.
I'll work round you, mate, don't worry. No, I'm not.
We've got new terminal.
Someone commented on the video last week and said, oh, you should be a bit nicer to Wayne because he's quite old and he does help you out.
Exactly.
And I did put him straight and say, we are very good friends, and when you're very good friends, you can rip the take the yeah. And it's none's taken in jest, but what we do just to make sure that we don't annoy each other too much, when we greet each other in the morning, we have a little fist bump.
We've already done the fist bump.
Then that allows us.
We do a little fist bump, and on the way home for the night time, we end up eating each other.
Yeah, well, we don't film that bit.
But it was my fault, wasn't it?
Well, you put it there.
Yeah. Oh, it must be my fault because I went and picked it up for him as well.
Yeah.
Well, I paid for it.
If you hadn't left it, it wouldn't have happened.
Thank you, Wayne.
Should have left it Pro Parts.
Well,
Get up!
Sparky!
She's got some bolts.
My 19mm hammer.
I'm going to
went-
move this now because the application's finished.
Do you want to go and get keys?
I thought you brought the keys out.
No, they're on the bonnet of that Gastra.
Okay. Oh, I messaged Gary Webb last night. He's braking an Atigo, so I've asked for the...
Cab, axles, brakes, crane, bed. What else?
Why's he been like that? No, I said I wanted the side runners and the back wheel arches because I've got to weld one back on it because it's fallen off.
Can I have your side locker and I'll swap it for my big one?
You said that about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I
I know.
It turn up.
The trouble is, if you let him take this one,
What?
the other one won't turn up, will it?
Well, no, he can have this one when the other one turns up. Otherwise, I'm driving around with a massive
Yes, but
crevice.
this is what I'm saying. If you let him take his first,
Because my side locker's
the other
massive.
one won't turn up.
It will turn up.
Well, not when you want it to, anyway.
Where's Postman Patrice?
Coming from you.
Squirrel, don't do that up too tight, mate, because the top of the battery will fall off.
What?
I'll just
What are you on about?
disclose to the people our Tiswas with the fiberglass battery that may or may not be there. But it's now painted black, so that's fine.
Go on then.
I'll go get some keys. Here we go, fiberglass battery.
I'm surprised you got your wallet in your back pocket. Yeah?
Right, it's now Thursday night, and I am not here tomorrow, so I need to get everything done tonight. As you've just seen, the Astra is loaded on the lorry, but I've still got to put the spares box on and the tools and everything else, but I can't do that yet because I'm still using it, getting the Mark 10 done for Sunday because that's not done yet. And breathe. So all I've got left to do is a little bit more carburation education, because obviously we cleaned the carb out last week on the Astra. We're going to do the same on this because the same scenario. Every meeting, clean the carb, get rid of the junk and whatever else. And tracking on this, and then this is done, I think. I've charged the battery up, put a little bit of water back in there because that's a bit low. Other than that, wheels and tyres we've done, which you saw earlier. So we're not far away. So I'm going to take the top of this carb off, do exactly the same as what we did last week, because we haven't touched it since World Final. Oh my God. Okay. Right, first off, what I will say, which I didn't say last week, is when you do turn these upside down, the pin drops out of there for the float, so we don't want to do that and lose it. So you can go over there for a minute. Let me show you this one. I don't know, this was ticking over, idling, driving around the workshop, done the clutch in it and everything, didn't miss a beat. But I will show you why we do this now. Perfect example. Nice. Okay, so in the bottom of the bowl, same thing again. Put the fuel level up to about the same sort of place on the bottom of the float chamber bit there. But obviously we've got some sediment and some rubbish. That's quite a big bit of shale there. These are the fuel jets, right? So you've got your primary and your secondary. As I said before, the difference with the carburettor on the Astra and this is when you pull the throttle, both of those chokes open together. 1 and 2, yeah. But you've still got a primary, a secondary, and the same for the two on the top, the air ones, and the same for the idle screws, which are here and here in there. So I'll still do the 6, and I'll still take the emulsion tubes out, and I'll still clean them, and I'll take that out, and I'll clean that. all of that, but just look at the rubbish in there, and obviously all that's got to do is go in there and block that up, and that's game over. And I don't even know what that is, but that's the same thing. If that was to go down there, it's game over. So that's why we clean it out. Luckily, that sat in the bottom and didn't cause any issues, because I honestly, well, finally, you watched the video about this, did not miss a beat, and it sits in the workshop ticking over, idling perfect. If I was late on time, running out of time, I probably wouldn't even bother doing it. But we would have gone to Hednesford and had that sitting in the bottom. So that's why we do it. Also, what I will say is it's much nicer doing the carburettor on one of these, i.e. a rear-wheel drive, because you get seating area and it doesn't take so much strain on your back. So as you get older and primarily fatter, like me, that's pretty helpful. I don't know if you can see that. What's just come out the bottom of there? It's not great, actually. And a lot of people go, oh, you've got to run an air filter or an air cleaner, or call it whatever you like. And yes, to a degree. Obviously, with this Lindale engine, if you are a seasoned viewer, you'll remember that when I first got it and done the first run in it, it swallowed something down the carburettor and bent the valves and caused loads of damage. But that was actually the screw out of the butterfly in the bottom of the carburettor. It wasn't something that it sucked down, but the concept is the same. There wasn't a lump of shell in there, that was actually a stone. Don't know if you can see that, I think it's focusing on my fingers. Nice. What I will also try and do when I do a carburettor, which you didn't see last time because it was a time lapse, but obviously you've got two banks, right? You've got primary choke, secondary choke. So when you start taking the bits out, I try and get in a routine of splitting everything. So as I take the two fuel jets out, I put that one for that side over there and that one over there. It just helps you not get things mixed up because they are different. That screwdriver's also not big enough. Yes, it is. Another cute trick, if you're not au fait with it already, or if you're getting into racing or whatever, when you take these emulsion tubes out, there's no real easy way of getting them out. And this is going to prove me wrong now, but I use a self-tapper, just a little screw, and I'll just wind it into the top of the emulsion tube, and that normally, once it bites, will let you wiggle it out. Like that. One for the left. One for the right. See what I mean? They sit quite far down in there. So again, people that do it already, it's sucking eggs, but for those that don't know, there goes one of my jets. It's okay, I've got it. Doesn't help with the slopey water tank. And obviously if I was being really clever and really scientific and really specialist, then I'd actually have like a little pot or a tray or something to stop the bits rolling down as I bounce on the car, but that's fine. Do apologise, obviously if you already know what I'm doing, for the second week in a row, many eggs will be sucked. But yeah, it's worth doing. If you race already and you don't bother doing it and your car starts spluttering about, then that's probably why. Again, with the float level as well, that's really important, especially because we race round on an oval, so we're always turning the corner in the same direction normally. It makes a massive difference. And spark plugs as well. A lot of people have running problems and don't change the spark plugs very often. I'll do 2, 3, maybe 4 at most meetings on one set of plugs and change them, because they're revving so hard they do break down. plugs, carb clean. Every 3 or 4 meetings I'll change the oil and just try and look after it a little bit, whether it's a built engine like that or not. You want to try and stay quite reliable. Nice. I say about spark plugs, after I did the carburetor last week on the Astra, I think obviously I don't fire it up this time of night, but I think the next morning I went to move the Astra and it was running real lumpy on 3 cylinders, and I ended up putting a set of new plugs in that, just because it sat about, choked itself up a bit. Okay, now these idle jets that go in the side of the carburetor, both sides, tiny little hole in it, which I won't bother showing you because you won't see it on the camera, but you should be able to see through it, but I mean it's like a pinhole. And it will let fuel through, but you'll look through it and think, oh yeah, that's clear, but it's not as clear as what it should be. And once you blow it through, the hole I'm looking through now is like 3 times the size of what I could see. And 9 times out of 10, if you're having bad tick over problems or something like that, it will normally be one of these idle jets. It goes back in there. Just remember that it should have an O-ring on there, and if you leave the O-ring in and then try and push it back through, or you blow out the airline or something, 9 times out of 10 you'll lose the O-ring, and then it won't tick over at all and it will run really lumpy. And also then when you wind the screw back in, it's hard because you're trying to wind it through the O-ring. O-ring, idle jet, and the cap that it sits in, 3 parts. Okay, so we should now have carburation. Let's put that screw back in there so we don't lose it. That's good, that's nice, that's fine. That can go back in the racing box to take at the weekend, so can that, so can them, and that. That needs water putting in it, that needs turning off. Another job did. Pump up the jam, pump it up. What is wrong with this? Well, that one was nearly flat, so that's great. I want to go home and go to sleep, but I can't yet because I've got to do some stuff. But I don't have much stuff left to do. So let's just get on and do that stuff. Okay. Oh no, now I've pushed it in too far. Broke the lip off the dipstick. So we've got no hookage for measurage. Well, that's bang on the middle. It doesn't taste like petrol, so that's good. That'll be fine then. World's biggest bonnet. Kind of there-ish. I know we're still upsetting some of the purists as well by putting the 2.3 in the Mark 10, same as we put the 2.3 in the Series 2 last year. But listen, it's not a 4.2, it's not 1985 no more. You can move with the times, and you don't spend all year spending thousands of pounds on one of these engines and use it all year to qualify, to then put something slower in for World Final. Just thought I'd get that one out there whilst I get a splinter in my finger. That is the reason why I did it. For anyone else that's going to go on there and go, oh no, he's got a 2.3 and a Mark 10 jack. Yes, I have. Because that's the reason. A 4.2, a standard 4.2, is not fast enough anymore. And not to mention, with the 2 carbs and trying to set them up, they're not as reliable. Hopefully. After the bad luck I've had the past 12 months, you could probably argue that case. Right, tracking, and then I think we are there. Ish. It's not the easiest job to do on your Jack Jones, but hey ho. No, you must be lying to me, man. There's no way that's parallel. I'm not buying that. I guess I'm going to have to. Is it parallel? Is it? I don't know. That's towing out, man. It's got to be, isn't it? What do you think? This one's kicking out, right? The gauge that probably is bent is telling me that's as good as parallel. If it is, do I change it? I don't know. Let's check it's tight anyway. Come on now. He's starting to hit it with. Go now. No, go now. Engineering, that is. That's not under the car properly, that's good. Right, what do I need? 22 and a 13, but that's probably rounded off, so let's go with some roll grips. Oh, darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, hang on a minute. Slippery when wet. 412 gallon water tank. Takes 72 years to fill up. If South East Water want to turn the water pressure up, that would be just fine. I think I've actually grown grey hair waiting for that. Oh, big spider. Hello. You coming for a weekend away? We might be able to catch you many flies on the way. Don't bite me though, will you? Turning to Peter Parker. Okay, so the spares box has got all the Jag stuff in it for Sunday. I don't have as much spares wise for the Astra, and I'm not taking everything out to put the Astra stuff in, to take that back out Saturday night to put the... So the Astra stuff's in the Astra. I'm taking this on Saturday because it's also got the tools in it as well. And then hopefully when I come back late Saturday night, all I've got to do is take the Astra off and put the Mark 10 Jag on. That'll do. That's good enough. Axle. Is that going to fall off? Probably. Okay. Nice. Right, that just about rounds up this week's video. Obviously the Astra's done, ready on the lorry loaded. The Mark 10 is done. There's a couple of extra bits we've got to take with us, but the plan of action now is to go racing on Saturday, come back late, offload the Astra, reload the Mark 10, park up, go and get a couple of hours sleep, and then get up early and drive all the way to Hednesford to do Champion of Champions in the Mark 10. Come back to work on Monday for a rest, I think is the plan. So yeah, as per usual, every week, if you want to help us out with the channel, you can do so by going to allstargaragemerch.co.uk, and on there you can find hats, hoodies, cups, drawings, t-shirts, kiddie bits, adult bits, all sorts of stuff going on. Everything that we sell on there, we don't make ourselves, it's a print on demand service, but we make a couple of quid on each garment that we sell. That goes directly back into the channel with nowhere else. That helps pay for the microphones, the tripods, the cameras, the GoPros, and everything else involved in bringing you the content on the channel. At the point of filming this, we've just actually gone past 20,000 subscribers to the channel, which is massive, and I can't thank you enough for that. So if you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, you can click the button on the page, and that doesn't cost you anything. It takes like a second of your time, but it helps us out massively in the long run. Other than that, obviously, if you've given us a super thanks as well, which is the button just underneath the video, I really appreciate that as well. That obviously goes into the same pot and helps us with the same channel to help bring you the stuff. Oh, and quickly before I go, a shout out to Jack Mal from LGC Scaffolding, who sponsored the Mark 10, who's got me 4 tyres coming to me at Champion of Champions. Thank you very much for all your scaffolding needs. Obviously, they're in the Curtis Tebenham camp with Tebs Racing over in the Stock Car channel. But yeah, they've helped us out, so appreciate that. Thank you ever so much. Anyway, it's 11:30 at night. I'm going to bed. See you later.